The M6 through the West Midlands carries 125,000 cars every day. Some are commuters, some are holiday makers, but some are criminals. They often travel hundreds of miles to commit carefully planned crimes before leaving the scene and heading home again. And it's motorway cops like PC's Kevin Whitehouse and Alan Coleman whose job it is to find them.
We cover quite a large area with quite a small amount of people, really. So we have to cover large areas at relatively high speed to catch these people up or to get to the last location they were seen at.
Today, they're on an urgent call-out.
There's a vehicle being sighted that persons wanted to be spoken to by the police in connection with a suspicious death. When you're on patrol and you get anything connected to a murder, your heartbeat goes up a bit because, you know, on the scale of crime, that's the top. That's the top one. There's nothing more serious than murder.
It's so serious that the police helicopter has been called to help the motorway cops find the car.
If something happens down in West Mercia up in Staffordshire, it's a big incident. If we're available, we all go. And also with those distances, we use the helicopter quite a bit as well.
The £3 million Eurocopter is state-of-the-art. It's full of sophisticated tracking equipment. And it's fast, with a top speed of 170 miles per hour. While the cops have to stick to the roads,
No rush.
the chopper can go across country to find its target, which it now has on camera just outside Birmingham city centre.
Alpha Swan, it's a first left into the industrial compound. And he's gone all the way down that first driveway to the very far end and parked in the far left parking bay.
The information that we get on the move is very sketchy. And basically, the registration of this vehicle related to being involved in the murder of 2 Vietnamese nationals. So the driver had to be spoken to. We had ourselves and other patrols making our way towards the helicopter's location.
Driver is out on foot wearing blue jeans, white trainers, dark jacket with a red hooded top.
It is a two-way relationship because we're on the ground, they're in the air. They can see things we can't.
Seeing what's going on helps the cops plan their next move.
Alpha Swan, there's still no movement at the vehicle. It looks like he's preparing to load something into it with the tailgate up, but we haven't had any sight since he went into the unit, so I don't know if it's worth the units just holding short there.
It's one of these units, but you want to...
Movements at the rear of the vehicle, stand by.
Seconds later, the motorway cops join their city centre colleagues waiting for the green light to move in.
We've got a plan. We've got a plan. We're just going to wait for him to come out.
What it is, the car that was followed may have some additional information regarding the suspicious death. The fact that the Vietnamese factory premises, blah, blah, I'm just thinking... Cannabis or whatever.
Recently there have been quite a large number of cannabis farms found in the West Midlands. Sometimes just stumbled across them. Other times we've been directed there or had information. But it is becoming quite a big problem in the West Midlands.
It's almost every day that officers in the force discover cannabis houses, whereas 5 years ago, I don't think I ever heard of any. So it is quite a common problem, and it appears to be with the Vietnamese nationals. They seem to be the ones that are doing most of it.
While the cops wait for the call to action, the chopper is picking up more activity from the warehouse.
Of something being put into the rear of the vehicle. And we've had
Could be a drugs factory.
3 or 4, 5 large cardboard boxes.
How far squad do you think we should go now, or wait?
Just give it a little bit longer. We're still loading at the moment. We've got one person on a mobile phone adjacent to the vehicle in what looks like a lumberjack type jacket.
Once all the occupants and other people that are hanging around outside that particular unit went in the building, we then decided to strike. So if there were any weapons, the chances are they'd be in the car, and that's why we left it to them.
As the operation unfolds, the focus has shifted from a murder investigation to something completely different.
Go, go, go!
Alpha Squad, I want us to go now while the premises door is still open so let's get a view inside there. So everyone go now, please.
lumberjack jacket. Catch him,
All right,
he's off,
The cops have the element of surprise on their side, and the men outside the warehouse look dazed and confused.
Come on, mate.
Inside, PC Coleman has spotted something strange at the back of the building.
He's dumping stuff down. What's he just
Come
dumped?
here. Come here.
You sit there.
What did he put down here, Al?
He was dumping stuff down.
Yeah, I know.
Money, loads of money. Oh. What are you dumping all the money for, mate?
The cash adds to their suspicions.
Who's the boss? Are you the boss? Just gone.
PC Coleman is weighing up the evidence and starting to put two and two together.
It's all plant stuff in it. You know what this is, don't you? Plant food. The big bags. This is all the stuff to set up a cannabis. It's like a set your own cannabis factory up type thing. Those the things to put the plants in. It's got all this plant food. Look.
Meanwhile, PC Whitehouse begins the questioning.
What's his name? What's his name?
Not sure, it's just coming to see the boss.
Can you ask him for me? Can you ask him for me? Because you speak English and he doesn't.
But it's proving tricky.
I'll call the boss back.
No. Can you just ask him what his name is? Obviously, we do come across language barriers from time to time. Some are able to get by, others you just can't, either because we don't speak their language, they don't speak ours, or they speak ours and they don't want to talk to us.
No ID on you.
The cops don't believe the 8 men detained have anything to do with the murder investigation, but they may be linked to growing cannabis. 4 miles east on the M6, PC's Andy Collins and Dal Nijar are trying to track down another suspicious car. It's a part of the job they love.
As a motorway officer, you're allowed to get out there and you're going to look out there and look out for the baddies. Not a lot of officers actually get that opportunity these days. We are out there looking to deal with these people that are committing crimes on our network.
The car they're looking for has been connected to an organised team of shoplifters.
We've had intelligence that basically a vehicle's heading northbound on the M5. The vehicle's involved in numerous thefts over the last few days.
Do you reckon it's going to have been got further up than this, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do? Do we go for the M5 north and just sit at the M6? Once we know where the car has been seen, we can work out amongst ourselves in the car and discuss things and decide where to put ourselves.
With the helicopter busy elsewhere, the cops will have to go it alone and try to second guess which way the car is heading.
We've got a gamble on which way it's going to go.
It's a red Vauxhall Vector R, the old one.
R-Edge?
Yeah, R-Edge. Oscar Tango 3-3, we've just turned at 1. Hopefully we'll get the Vector.
Looking at the cameras so far, I'm keeping an eye out for them.
It's been almost a quarter of an hour since the last sighting of the car. All they can do is play the waiting game.
See, that's 14 minutes. 14 minutes. I think it might have gone through.
But just a minute later, they're in luck.
There it is. Yeah, 3-3, we just got the vehicle sighted in lane 2. Still in lane 3, mate. We need to put our foot down a little bit. Just want to get 3-3, yeah, we're coming up to the 300 marker post. Still lane 3. Looks like it's going to commit north.
The cops need to decide whether to wait for backup or to risk stopping them now.
Should we have him here?
Yeah.
Yeah, have him here.
3-3, we're going to go for the stop on the arms.
Go in, you.
It's a stop. Marker post, I think 70 over 12.
Watch yourself in an arrow. You can still be stereotypical with people. You see people and think, yeah, they don't look right. Sometimes you're proved wrong, but most often the policeman's instinct is good. So you know what you're dealing with before you start chatting with people.
Hello there, sir. You okay? What's your name? Sorry?
And almost immediately, PC Nijar senses that something is wrong.
Undo your seatbelt. I can smell cannabis. Let's do a drug search. Let's get them out because I think they were fidgeting in the middle.
Okay.
All right, so come out.
Leave him, let him stay in the car then.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, we'll have him out first, do the passenger first.
Yeah. Put your hands on the car.
With the two boys separated, PC Nijar makes an interesting discovery on the back seat. Not cannabis, but something which may tie them to the many reports of shoplifting.
Andy, lock him up.
Foil line bag?
Yeah.
Still got to find something in there. It's going equipped, but we need to find something really.
We'll have a look at the boot, but have a question about the reports. If not, we'll bring these two in for that theft from yesterday. There's evidence here relating to it. What we've got here is a silver line foiling bag, which they put items in. They use these to obviously put things in and then shoplift. I'm just going to secure this mail before I do anything else.
The two lads are Romanian, and it soon becomes clear that the language barrier is, once again, an issue for the motorway cops.
You speak English?
Very little.
Very little. OK, we'll tell you what's happening in a moment, OK?
Okay.
Where do you live?
I live in London.
In where?
London.
London. Certainly over the last 10 years, we've got a lot more people using the roads from outside the country, either from the EU or from further afield. It does cause us problems in the car, because the language barrier is a major problem, and even if you do speak one or two languages, you're never going to cover all the people that we deal with.
With detailed interrogation out of the question, the cops will rely on what they find in the car to prove the thefts. The foil bag is used by shoplifters to shield security tags from the store's alarm system. It's damning evidence, but it may not be enough.
Let's go search. Have you got anything on you? Anything in your pockets? No? Let's have a look at the boot. Yeah. Have a sit here. Sit down. No, sit down.
While PC Collins searches the boot, PC Nijar is on the radio, checking with his boss to see if they can bring the lads in.
Yes, Al, I don't know if Andy's asked. Obviously, we've got two males here. They're under arrest at the moment, suspicion of shoplifting. We found a foil bag to contain the stolen items in.
And the news from the control room is just what PC Nijar wants to hear.
Andy, there's enough to bring them in, mate. It's a recent theft from yesterday. We've got this as well.
Yeah, there's all sorts of a list here of locations.
Yeah,
I've seized the sat-nav as well.
Yeah, please.
Got a notebook with a long list of locations. I don't know exactly what the locations are. I suspect they may be in shopping centres or things. We'll have a look at that when we get back to... But they might link in with what we already know about the vehicle. I've taken the sat-nav because it might well show us where they've been travelling to.
Okay.
Organised shoplifting gangs are an increasing problem for the motorway cops.
Certainly over the last couple of years, I've noticed that with a lot of people we stop that are involved in crime, if you go through the vehicle, they are in possession of what I'd call a shopping list, directions to particular stores, and even down to a list of what they need to get.
But the two Romanian lads may only be foot soldiers, low-level and expendable members of the organised gang.
No talking.
No.
They've got items with them which are items that you'd use to go equipped to steal. So the only unfortunate thing is we've not found any property that they may have taken.
But it is clear they do have something to hide. One of them is discreetly using a mobile phone to warn someone that they've been arrested.
We'll have to do a bit of research into the car to see whether whether they're dropping this gear off somewhere.
I suppose he's not the best driver in the world. So basically, it's 1240 Fiesta from Maidenhead, Yankee 686. X-ray Golf.
No, long watching.
10-6 North, 10-8.
Certainly enough to take them in at the present time, but I would say we've got a couple of prolific shoplifters.
But without the stolen goods, the cops may have a difficult time proving it. Back at the industrial estate in Birmingham, PC's Coleman and Whitehouse are facing a similar problem. Lots of equipment which could be used to grow cannabis, but no cannabis. With further investigation necessary, PC Coleman is taking them in.
You, my friend, under arrest.
You.
Him. You. You. You're under arrest. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm glad you're so happy about it.
Yeah.
But you're under arrest for conspiracy. You listening? Conspiracy to cultivate cannabis.
Don't think so.
I do.
I don't think so.
You don't understand it.
I understand, but
Oh, that's good. It's obviously quite clear to them. They know where the law stands and how they can bend the rules on it. So you can go and have all the stuff to make a cannabis farm, but once you put them all together, you commit the offence. Surely you shouldn't be allowed to buy all the stuff that creates the cannabis farm.
Whilst there's no cannabis, a small amount of white powder thought to be cocaine has been found on one of the men.
You're under arrest for being in possession of a controlled drug, all right? You don't have to say anything, but it may have offence if you're not mentioning one question. Something which you later on in court, anything you do say may be given as evidence.
keep smiling.
A little bit frustrating when they stand there laughing at you, but once again, I'm not the one with the handcuffs on, and I'm not the one going to sit in a cell for 4 or 5 hours being dealt with. So they may think it's particularly funny, but at the end of the day, their day's been disrupted. I'm glad you find it so funny. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, but I do nothing wrong.
Well, that's fine then. You'll be all right, won't you?
With receipts and invoices amounting to tens of thousands of pounds, this little gardening business is obviously quite lucrative.
They've made themselves a little empire here. At the end of the day, we're all locked up in the end. We'll have all this stuff seized.
There is a lot of equipment here. A lot of equipment will set up a lot of small operations, and from that, the cannabis, once it's grown, will be spread all over the city.
The amount of cannabis grown in Britain has doubled in the last 10 years, owing to an explosion of indoor cultivation. It's estimated that 70% of the drug used in the UK is now homegrown. While inquiries continue, the men will remain in custody, but getting to the truth may take some time, as the cops have to rely on telephone interpreters to help their investigation.
Hello?
Họ nói với anh là họ có theo dõi xe của anh đi đó.
Vâng.
Rồi thấy anh chạy xe tới nhà mình có ma túy nha.
Thì người ta nói thì tính gậy người ta đi vào, em đâu có biết đâu. Cái đấy là em đâu biết đâu.
It's time-consuming, but helps the cops get to the truth.
Language line it's a godsend, because without them, to be honest, we'd be absolutely lost. We wouldn't be able to communicate with these people. And on the human rights side, these people wouldn't be able to know what their rights are in this country when they're arrested, and what the police can and can't do to them.
Hello. Còn vấn đề gì anh? Tại vì cái này ấy, là tại vì cái tiệm đó là cháu của em kia, cháu họ. Ok. Nhưng mà trong cái đi ra ngoài á, thì nó kêu em lên hộ nó.
The investigation is set to continue all day, but the men are taking it in their stride.
Cup of tea, please. Thank you. What sugar, please, sir? Yeah,
Okay.
15 miles south on the A38, near Bromsgrove, PC Adam Toll is on patrol in an unmarked car. He's using it to crack down on dangerous drivers.
I've been a police officer for just over 13 years now. The pet hates is still the motorist that just doesn't pay attention when they're on the road. That split second of just, lack of concentration is a difference between having a road traffic collision or even worse, getting injured or killing somebody.
It isn't long before PC Toll spots an all-too-common problem. A driver using her mobile phone.
I'm just going to do a U-in. There's a car just got the opposite way. It's on the old Dog and Bone. Have a blast down and see if we can locate her again.
Obviously, I was in an unmarked police vehicle. And it does have its added advantages because people just don't recognise you and they'll continue to do what they're doing, whether it's mobile phone or dealing drugs, and you'll just catch them out. So yeah, it does have its added advantages.
The target car is ahead, just out of sight.
It's a Honda Civic, it's a black one. Yeah, it happens every day. You know, the amount of people that still use a mobile phone, even though the legislation's changed and £3 £60 fine, the people that are doing it day in, day out, to me, hasn't really changed. You know, it's got worse, if anything. Oh, she is just down there.
Driving whilst on the phone means that you're 4 times more likely to cause a crash. PC Toll takes a hard line on all his mobile phone drivers.
Hello there. You know, I'm something to speak to you. Any reason why you're using your mobile phone when I passed you the other way?
I literally just dropped it in the door.
Yeah, you were having a good old gas on it when you passed me the other way. That's why I've turned round to stop you.
Honestly, I just told her to...
Doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter, does it? If it's ringing, you leave it. People don't realise what the legislation is. Just grab yourself a seat in the rear for me, please, my love. Thank you. And it is any interaction with your mobile phone whilst driving. And that can be from anything from picking up from your left hand to your right hand, checking the time. But as soon as you pick that phone up whilst you're driving, you commit the offence. OK, there's not much room, unfortunately.
OK.
You got any points on your licence?
No.
OK, you're going to get 3 points and a £60 fine today. I mean, when she's got in the back of the car, she to me, you know, she appeared to be a normal member of public, law-abiding. I'd started writing the ticket out. I didn't anticipate any problems. Is it your own vehicle?
Yeah.
OK, lovely. Is it Miss or Mrs?
It's Mrs.
Mrs. And your surname, please?
E-drop.
How are you spelling that?
E-D-R-O-P.
E-D?
R-O-P.
And your first name?
Joanne.
Joanne. Yes. And your date of birth, Joanne?
20th of the 12th, 59.
OK, Joanne, I just need a signature from you. Just say where it says motorist signature. You're not admitting to the offence. It is only a signature compared to the one on your licence when you produce it.
One for a vehicle check.
Shaking.
Sorry
about that.
No, that's all right. It's OK. It's always a bit nervous when people get stopped by the police. I understand that. Are you going to be able to produce your licence within 7 days for me?
Yeah.
Lovely, thank you.
But before she can go on her way, PC Toll has one last check to do.
YK from Oscar Tango 94 over. It was all pretty cut and dry as far as I was concerned. However, I'll never let anybody out of my car until I've done my checks. So I was wondering if you're able to do me a person #L check, PNC in person. Surname is Echo Delta, Romeo Oscar Papa. First name is Joanne. And a date of birth of 20/12/19/59.
Okay, stand by. The negative on the national, just do #DL.
That's lovely, I'll stand by, thank you.
And there seems to be a problem.
Still getting nothing back on that. Sure.
I'm just having trouble trying to find your details on the DVLA database. That's why I've just given you your postcode. I'm checking the interior mirror and always keeping a close eye on her. And she'd never really look at me when I've turned around to ask the question. And I thought to myself, there's slightly a little bit more to this than meets the eye. Unfortunately, I've got to go and check somewhere else now because I can't find you anywhere. So, just double check for me, just think back.
It's E-drop, no.
It's definitely E-drop.
Yeah, it is definitely
E-drop. And it's Joanne?
Kelly, E-drop.
Yeah, date of birth, the 20th of the 12th, 1959.
1970, did I say 59?
Yeah.
79, sorry.
1979?
Yeah, I'm really getting all flustered.
In a fit of anxiety, the woman has suddenly changed her date of birth, making herself 20 years younger.
How old are you, John?
30. 30.
You're 30?
Yeah.
When she's given the year of birth to me, and I've realised that there's 20 years difference between them, I just thought to myself, why? Why have you done this? You know, what are you hiding from me? Just not expected, really, you know, just threw me. Okay. So you just turned 30 then? If someone's lied to me and I've smelt a rat and I thought something's not right with this, I'll keep asking questions. How old's your daughter, John?
Sorry.
How old's your daughter?
She's 19.
You're 19? And the more and more they dig the hole, the easier it is to bury him in it, really. And, she just kept lying on top of a lie. So when did you have her? What age did you have her at?
No.
Sorry? If you're 30...
No, I've lied, obviously.
Yeah. What's going on?
As PC Toll continues to question the woman. 15 miles away, the two men arrested by PC's Dal Nijar and Andy Collins have arrived at the police station.
This way.
The men are from Romania and will be questioned about a number of shoplifting offences.
Give me ID so we can write your name down, please. Thank you. Your wallet, your ID.
No speak English, no understand.
No, ID.
ID?
Yes, ID. Thank you, yes.
We knew that the car had been used, or we didn't know whether the same occupants had been in the car, but we knew the car had been used in shoplifting offences the previous day. We were hoping that some of the stolen property might still be in the car. That makes things nice and easy.
Shoplifting in the UK is big business, with the total value of goods stolen amounting to almost £5 billion every year. And it's estimated that shop theft has increased by 20% during the recent recession.
I've conducted a check on the vehicle which showed 2 reports for theft yesterday.
The investigation may take some time, as travelling criminals are often wanted by a number of police forces.
Have you ever been in trouble with us before? Yes. You have?
I've just got some information from our computers. When I've put the 2 gentlemen's details in, it's both come back with previous 2 shoplifting offences. One's got more than the other, and they're both recent as well. So it clearly indicates in previous times there have been shoplifting.
The police records show that the 2 lads are wanted for questioning by Somerset Police.
We deal with police forces around the whole of the UK. We will always speak to them once we've got people detained for their offences, and really it's their call then what they want to do with them. Quite often they will travel to us and conduct the inquiries themselves. Sometimes we may do a small amount of work.
The cops need to build the case against them by tying their movements to reported crimes.
Bridgewater's only just over there into Somerset.
That's all those. Allergies.
With CCTV available.
That's right, yeah.
Is he suicidal?
And that's...
Have to wait and see what they've got.
What we're waiting for as well is further descriptions and other evidence, i.e. CCTV, from the other force, the host force, where the thefts has occurred. And once they've contacted us back, we'll go from there, from interviewing these 2 people.
15 miles south, PC Adam Toll is still dealing with his youthful mobile phone driver.
Are you disqualified?
No, I haven't.
What's going on?
I haven't got a licence, I've only got a provisional.
Right. You got any details on you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yes, that's all received, Sarge. She's just given me false details now. She's got no identification on her. She's saying she's possibly got no licence. Can I have a custody station for 1 female adult? I need to obviously confirm her details. She's got nothing on her to confirm who she is at the moment. When she's obviously lied to me, my expectations of her have obviously dropped, and I felt quite disappointed in her, really. And I think she's quite disappointed in herself for lying. I don't know if she thought she had no way out and that was the only option she's got available to her. But the best policy is to be honest. OK, Joanne.
No,
right.
My name's not Joanne, I've just said I've lied, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'm going to treat you as Joanne for the moment, OK? But you're currently under arrest at this present time, all right, for failing to basically obstruct police, all right? You've lied to me.
You've signed a ticket in that name. You're technically looking at pervert the course of justice.
What started out as a simple ticket for use of a mobile phone has turned into something far more serious.
In 9-4, Mike Alpha, further to that, can we organise recovery of the vehicle as well, please?
No, it's all right, my husband
Just
will.
by junction 1 of the 42 on the A38, over. Unfortunately, don't work like that, John.
Oh, sorry. Is there any chance I could make a call because I've got to fetch my grandchildren?
Yeah. Well, not just yet. If you can just, where's your phone now?
Is it in my bag or did I leave it in the car? It's in my bag.
It's in your bag. Can you just turn it off for me for the moment?
Yeah.
I just wish you'd been honest with me from the start. All right? Yeah. Okay, just bear with me a second.
And just when she thought things couldn't get any worse, PC Toll has one last surprise for her.
Just 1 minute, Todd. I'm going to have to put you in some handcuffs, okay? Can you put your hands out for me, please? No, I'm on with Todd, so I need to put you in some handcuffs.
It's very easy for somebody to be sat in the back seat when you're driving, to lean over, grab the steering wheel, the next thing you're having a road traffic collision. Looks a bit harsh, but, you know, she was fully explained to why we're doing that, and that's the only option I've got available to me.
Fortunately, when I'm single crewed, we have to do it.
The shock of being arrested has quite literally put years on the woman.
Now, no disrespect to the female in the vehicle, but she looks a little bit older than 30. It's one of those that's completely caught me unawares at the moment. I'm so shocked that she's lied to me. She seems like a decent, respectable member of public who's just lied and just doesn't add up to me. Quite shocked, really, but it takes all sorts, I suppose, and you can never judge a book by its cover, can you?
As night falls across the West Midlands, travelling criminals may think it's the perfect time to use the motorways to get around the country. And it might well be, if PC Andy Collins wasn't sitting on the M6 waiting for you.
Right, what we've got, there's a car which is connected to low-level crime. It's got a London address, so expecting it to come past us here. If we see it, we'll obviously stop it and see who's on board and go from there, really. I would suggest for us, it's easier at night time to track people. There's less vehicles on the road. You can't hide so easily. At night time, you can virtually look at certain times of the night, look at every car that's coming through.
And he doesn't have to wait long before he has the car in his sights.
Mike Alpha from Oscar Tango 4-3. Yeah, that Monday's just gone past, just playing, making ground on it.
With his partner, PC Nijar, working elsewhere, PC Collins has to weigh up the risks when working alone.
Obviously, I get a brief look at the car. I've got a certain amount of information to work with, so obviously I've got to make the decisions based on that, whether I get another car to me quickly or whatever. On this occasion, I was quite comfortable to stop the car on my own, and I stopped it quite quickly after it actually passed me by. Hello there.
There are two men in the car.
OK. Yeah, can I speak to you in my car? Have you got any driving documents?
But for the time being, PC Collins is only interested in speaking to the driver.
Close? Yes, please. Yeah. What country are you from?
Poland.
Poland. Are you living in the UK, yeah?
Yeah.
I can smell that either you or somebody else that very close to you has been smoking some cannabis.
Check.
You don't have any drugs in the car?
I don't have drugs,
right.
my friend.
OK. Right. Where have you been today?
To Manchester.
You've been to Manchester all day?
Yes.
Yeah. What sort of trade are you in? Are you working?
Yeah, I garden work.
Gardener? Yeah. 4-3, go ahead.
The message in his earpiece is from the control room, and it's not good news. The man in the back of his car is wanted on firearms charges.
Yeah, that's received. Based on what you said, I'm single crewed, I'm going to need another car, please. If you hear the word firearms, yes, it does make you think, obviously, or any type of weapon. It doesn't need to be firearms. I rely tremendously on my colleagues because in the control room, they're feeding that information to me. They will know that I'm on my own they will be looking to send another car to me anyway. Obviously, when the other car gets there, I'll check the other person on board. We'll have to do a proper search of the car as well, I think.
With the driver wanted on firearms charges and an unattended passenger still in the stopped car, PC Collins could have a big problem on his hands.
Marcin, do you have anything in the car that you shouldn't have? Do you have any weapons?
Weapons? What is that?
CS gas?
No, no. This is 4 years ago.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. But you haven't got any today?
No.
Okay. I'm just waiting for another car to come because we've got a couple of checks to do.
PC Collins is playing for time.
If you jump in too soon, I've got two people there I've got to deal with. If I'm fighting with one, the other person might come and help him. He might have a weapon. I might not be able to deal with that on my own. So there's a lot of things going through. But the best thing, really, you've got to think on your feet. You've got to, and that's an experience thing. Just hold back, make them feel comfortable, and as I say, swoop when you need to swoop.
It's taken just a few minutes for backup to arrive, allowing PC Collins to break the bad news to his wanted man.
All right, my friend, I have to tell you that you are now under arrest, OK? Because there is a marker to say that you're wanted by the police down in London in relation to the possession of firearms, OK? We're going to take you to a police station, we'll sort the matter out there.
As he's cuffed, ready to be taken away in the backup vehicle, he shouts a message to his passenger.
OK. Obviously, I don't know what's being said, so I've got no... So, yes, it is of concern to me whether they might be hiding something or he might be saying... He might even be telling him to run. I don't know.
With the Polish driver safely under arrest, PC Collins turns his attentions to his passenger.
Can you switch your phone off and then sit in the back for me?
Yes. Can finish?
Yeah, finish that then, but sit in the car.
Just how involved the passenger is not yet clear.
Słyszysz? Zawijają nas, lipa jest, nie wiem, Marcina już zawinęli. Ja teraz siedzę w psiarni, kurwa, jeszcze na samochodzie mamy sprzętu. Ale jeszcze nie przepierali samochodu. Nie może wypuszczą, czekaj. Czekaj chwilę, muszę się rozłączać, bo już kurwa pies do mnie przyszedł. Okej? No dobra, teraz nie mogę gadać, nie? Mordo, muszę się rozłączyć, dobra? Ale ci zadzwonię już wiedzieć, no na razie.
Okay, my friend, do you speak English?
Yes, I
Yes.
speak.
You got some ID?
I don't have with me, I have in home. But I say you everything you find, okay? My name and everything.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to write your name and date of birth on there nice and clearly for me?
Okay, no problem, my friend. What's happened with my friend?
He's going to the police station.
Why?
He's been arrested. He can explain to you when you next see him. Okay. Where have you been today?
Trip.
To where?
To London we go.
Sorry?
To London we go.
You're not going to London now. Where have you been?
I don't understand.
You've come from. Where have you come from?
Where I come from?
Today.
Today?
It's a common thing with people from other countries that we're dealing with. Their language actually is quite good English until you get to the stage where you ask them the real crunch question, and then suddenly their language fails them, the understanding fails them. And I think then you know that you've got something.
Although he has his suspicions, PC Collins has no evidence. He's now on the phone to Merseyside police, who put the marker on the car in the first place.
OK, cheers, bye-bye. You've been very naughty up in Liverpool today, because you've been up to something.
The information from Merseyside police points to the men being another pair of travelling shoplifters.
It's quite clear that these two gentlemen have been up into the Liverpool area, possibly elsewhere, with the purpose of theft from shops and stalls.
PC Collins searches the car.
No poważnie, nie wiem, to chyba kurwa mocno się nagłośniło makro, kurwa, może tak być, nie? Może ktoś się nagłośnił mocno, nie wiem.
Unlike the Romanians arrested earlier, these thieves still have the incriminating evidence.
As soon as I look at the car, inside the car, I'm of the opinion that the property in the back is stolen. I'm 100% So I've then got another chap with me who I want to arrest, but don't want to alert him to the fact that I'm going to arrest him, because I don't want to be fighting with him on the side of the motorway. Is it just one television, is it? 2? Well, where have they come from then? They're brand new.
Yes, mine.
They're yours.
Yes.
While PC Collins investigates the plasma TVs, the Polish man casually moves his suitcase away from the car.
I know what's going on. I know that he's got a suitcase with him. I want to look in that suitcase when I know that there's possibly stolen property in it. But once again, if I open up that suitcase in front of him, he's going to know the game's up straight away. So sometimes you have to be a bit crafty and make them feel that they're getting away with whatever they've done.
And if he needed more proof, he has it when he finds pliers used to remove shop tags and receipts in the glove box which don't match the goods in the car.
That receipt is from another Macro store in Manchester, not in Liverpool. But it looks like that Macros, their intended targets.
With enough information to arrest the man, there's only one problem. Andy's handcuffs are on the first prisoner, so he needs to find another way to detain this one.
We discovered these stolen items in the car. Unfortunately, after the other police vehicle had gone, I then had to obviously call for another car, but at the same time, keep matey boy happy, come and sit in my car, keep warm. Once he's in the car, I've got him.
Kurwa, mam drzwi zamknięte, skurwysyn mi zamknął.
As the second backup car arrives, PC Collins retrieves the suitcase the man was trying so hard to hide.
No ja wyjąłem wszystko w walizce, kurwa, co mogłem. Zostały tylko telewizory, kurwa, bez nóżek. Zaczęło mu coś nie pasować, kurwa, żeby zaraz mnie pyrał torby, bo tam wyjmie, kurwa, i plejkę, kurwa, i tego, nie?
I'll give the garage a ring.
The suitcase goes back into the car and will be taken to the police garage for a thorough search. Less than a mile away, PC's Kevin Whitehouse and Alan Coleman are back on the streets of Birmingham when a piece of extremely careless driving catches their attention.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's that just come from? Across there? You can't do that. You can't come across there. The micro took us a little bit by surprise. It shot across in front of us as we were moving off. And it was fairly obvious he was a bit late coming through the traffic light.
We follow him and amazingly, he does the next set of red lights straight in front of us.
Go do red light. Let's go for it, mate.
Oscar Tango 22 to Mike Alpha for a moving vehicle check. Yes, we're into Cuckoo Road 9. It's Romeo 454, and that should be a black Nissan Micra. The passenger is absolutely massive.
Huge, you know.
As we're following it, it was like little and large, really. Very small, demure driver. And just a man mounted sat beside it, really. Certainly one of the biggest chaps I've seen. Yes, that's all received. We will be stopping the vehicles going on to Star City.
Lot it up, mate, before it gets in there.
And it doesn't look like...
Watch him if they're what's going on.
But the man mountain isn't running. In fact, he seems quite friendly.
This guy volunteered bringing me here, but he brought me up at 60 miles an hour. It took me 2-3 hours to get here.
But the driver isn't sharing the joke and seems keen for his passenger to leave.
Can you go?
Mates, can you come have a sit in the car?
Yeah. You ever sit in the car? Can you go? Yeah, it's free to go, mate. You're free to go.
No, I just when we stopped them and they got out, and obviously this big chap got out, they were very friendly. But we had to speak to the driver while I went through the red lights.
I'm sure they'll be all right with you.
Yeah, we're right.
Take your flowers and take it.
Okay, mate, have a seat in there for us, will you?
And there was a little bit of chit chat between them where he got his bag out of the car and some other bits of conversation. Clearly, they were friends. They knew each other.
Okay, take care.
Take care.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
It's Papa 563 Oscar Lima Romeo.
We come across all sorts of stories and explanations and reasons as to why people have done things. Some of them are quite believable and we accept that. Others are quite unbelievable and we think it's just another excuse to try and get off, with the prosecution.
Fortunately, though, everything has been caught on tape.
Look, lean forward and watch this. We'll show you.
Yeah, understand. No.
I want to point stuff out to you.
I will do, sir. I will do it.
Even to the lights.
Right. Green for us, green to go left, right? It's green to go that way. I think you'll find that you can't turn right. So you've come across there, right? And you've carried on across the bridge. And you watch the sequence of the light.
He was saying go right.
Listen, lights on green, amber.
I tried to stop.
Amber.
With my brake lights.
You braked.
Yeah, and he said go through.
And you
he said
carried
go
straight through.
He said go through.
Yeah, but who's in charge?
He's been bullying me all whole way.
Listen.
I'm not lying to you.
Listen.
He was pressurising me.
The guy's reaction once we've showed him the footage, I think it's just his initial, oh dear, I've been caught, what do I do? I know, I'll come up with something. You're in charge of the vehicle.
No, he's pressurising me.
You're
He's bullying me the whole way.
Why did you give him a lift then?
I don't know him.
What are you on about? You don't know him?
My friend asked me to give him a lift. I said, okay. I didn't know him, and he's been bullying me the whole way.
Why didn't you stop the vehicle?
I didn't know what to do. Well, he said he's going to kill me otherwise. And in the end, right now, in the end, he was saying, I'm sorry.
Mate, don't talk a load of rubbish.
Seriously, ask him.
Don't talk an absolute load of rubbish.
You can ask him.
Which just didn't wash at all because it just didn't add up. None of it did.
You
were all friendly and pally with him?
Yes, because right in the end we made up.
You're just saying that now because we're mentioning...
Please, sir.
Listen.
He said he's going to give me a life.
Listen.
Please, sir, I don't know. Okay, you can ask him.
Listen, you're the driver of the vehicle.
No, I'm scared of him. I'll listen to you, definitely.
Yeah, we've got...
I'm a good boy. I swear I am. I'm a very good boy.
While PC's Coleman and Whitehouse deal with a long list of excuses, at Queen's Road Police Station, the suspected shoplifter arrested by PC Andy Collins is being booked in.
Just let me do your jacket first. If you leave everything else on for the time being,
And he's finding even more evidence that this is highly organised.
Right, I'm going to need to retain that.
And just like the Romanian suspects arrested earlier in the day, these Polish lads also have a hit list.
Yeah, what we find when we search them is effectively a list of stores. We may be able to then go back to those stores and say, have you had anybody take a particular item? So that shopping list is a bit of a heads up for us.
As travelling criminals go, they're not the smartest. Some basic schoolboy errors means they've been caught red-handed.
They were obviously quite confident they'd get away with it. They'd got security tags in the pockets, they'd got security tags still on the property, which for us were a great clue to the fact that they'd been involved in these crimes. Had they been more professional, I would have thought those items would have been disposed of at the earliest opportunity. Can you just take your shoes off for me? We do conduct what I'd say is a very thorough search of people in custody. Ideally, you want to be searching, two of you want to be searching together. Lift that foot up, because whilst you're doing one aspect of a search, somebody could actually be doing something else out of your eyesight. OK, you can put your shoes back on.
But before he's locked up, there's a surprise in store, not only for the Polish lad,
can I take your shoes into the cell?
but also for PC Collins. As the lad fumbles with his shoes, it's clear he's up to something.
Marius, your hand. This hand. A cigarette and a lighter, please. Officer! Do you want to take this gentleman down there, find another officer, he's going to be strip searched. This way, please. Search him, can you please make sure you get all items? Where did that come from? His shoes.
I missed the fact that he got this cigarette. The more important thing was the fact that he got a small lighter concealed. I don't know where he'd actually concealed that, but it obviously wasn't in the areas that I searched. I can only presume that it was concealed within his hand, and he'd moved it from a place I'd searched.
The footage shows that Collins is right. The lad did have the cigarettes and lighter hidden in his hand.
Unfortunately, I think we'll all admit to occasions where you do miss things, and it was just one of those occasions.
It's bad news for the lad, as he's now earned himself a full strip search.
OK, just drop your pants down for me. And you need to bend forward for me. Ah, right. OK, right, I have to tell you that you're also under arrest for possession of cannabis. OK, you understand that? When we searched the gentleman, just to be sure he got no other items on him, a small bag of cannabis has dropped out onto the floor in the cell, so he's been arrested for possession of that cannabis. just added to his woes, really. Initially, when the car was stopped, there was a smell of cannabis in the car. We couldn't find anything. That probably explains why we couldn't find anything in the car. He was stuffed up in his underpants.
With one half of the Polish double act dealt with, PC Collins needs to speak to his partner in crime. So far, he's only been arrested for an outstanding firearms offence. But all that's about to change.
Marcin, after you left the car, I conducted a search of the car and found items of property in there which I believe have been stolen from a macro store in Manchester. Is there anything you want to say at this stage?
Our lawyer?
An advocate, yes, of course.
While the prisoner waits for his lawyer, PC Collins sets off for the police lockup to get a closer look at the contents of the suitcase he was trying so hard to hide. Back in the city centre, PC's Alan Coleman and Kevin Whitehouse are still dealing with the man who has a host of excuses for running the red lights.
I'm not joking, sir. No joke.
Stop calling me sir as well.
What can I call?
Not sir for a start.
The driver is polite, maybe too polite, but ex-military policeman Coleman is not impressed at all.
The sir thing's to do with a lot of British soldiers will understand what I'm on about. Says the comment was in the army, don't call me sir, I work for a living. It's in reference to officers do a fair bit less than the non-commissioned officers and the regular soldiers. So that's why I don't like being called sir.
The driver is claiming that the passenger he dropped off earlier bullied him into running 2 sets of red traffic lights.
Listen, what will happen is I'm going to issue the ticket to you because the offence is clear and I've pointed it out to you.
It's absolute load of rubbish, mate.
No, it's not.
Incredible as the story seems, it's something they will look into, especially now that his king-sized passenger has returned.
Well, just, in the interest of fairness and that, I thought, well, I'll just, I'll give him an opportunity and prove he's lying. Oh, mate, just have a word with you a sec. Where's he picked you up from?
London.
All right, and what's the story with him?
There's no story with him. They volunteered to drop me off.
Right, OK, he said that you've basically bullied him and forced him to drive to Birmingham.
No, not at all.
Braked, you've gone to stop and you've carried on straight through. OK?
I've asked him to come back. He's back with us now. He's saying what you're saying is a load of rubbish. He said you've been quite pally in the car and whatnot. Right. When I put it to him what the big chaps said to me, that none of this has happened, he does go very quiet. I'd say almost sheepish. It's quite clear then the only thing that he was trying to do was not get that ticket. He doesn't want the 3 points on his licence. I think you're trying to take the absolute mick out of us.
I'll leave just right now in front of you. Make sure I leave, please.
Right. Do you understand what you're going to do with that?
Yes, definitely.
It's your prerogative to go to court if you so wish.
He'll be coming to court as well as a witness.
Let me leave as 1 minute. Just let me leave.
Well,
please.
if you go to court, mate, he'll be coming to court as a witness because you're obviously saying that he's... And he seems quite reasonable to me.
So, which way back towards the M40? Towards the M40.
Having checked out his tall story, they send the driver on his way with a fixed penalty notice.
If he was being held, why didn't he just say, help me please, this man has kidnapped me and took me and forced me to drive him as soon as we stopped him. And if man had kidnapped him and was in trouble, would he have come back? I've heard it all now, I tell you.
At the police lockup, PC Andy Collins has rejoined his partner, Dal Nijar.
That's the one.
And is about to take a closer look at the contents of the car seized from the Polish shoplifters heading back to London with their haul.
Is this another Samsung? Another Samsung.
So far, the cops have found 2 expensive LED televisions, and as PC Nijar keeps a log, more stolen items are recovered from the car.
Let's just have a... Oh, here's the jacket.
But what intrigues PC Collins most is the suitcase which one of the Polish lads tried to hide from him.
The suitcase was obviously, we were certain that was going to contain something, but we didn't know what. What we're doing, having a look in this suitcase to see what we've got inside. I believe there's items that are connected with the television.
Still got the bloody screw thing, bro?
Yeah. We got a laptop, but with a security tag on. We'd got things that quite obviously been stolen and not personal possessions.
Oh, PlayStation 3.
We didn't know whether they'd all come from the one store, but we knew that there'd been shoplifting or carrying out thefts at other places. So led us to believe that we'd got a bigger job than we initially thought. Flipping heck.
And amongst the haul, the motorway cops discover something unusual.
They were carrying quite a few large sacks of potatoes, which was very, very odd, which made us start thinking. They'd got a receipt to cover for those, which was another good thing, because the receipt actually put them in a particular store. So we knew they'd been in that store, and we thought that they may have perhaps used the bags or spuds to actually put over the televisions and on the trolley and carry it out the store in that way. I would suspect that may have had something to do with it. Just want to make sure there's nothing underneath them.
But the sacks of potatoes are also concealing something else.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, they're not handy.
Oh, rightio.
False number plates. They may be basic, but they can come in handy for travelling criminals who want to evade detection.
Could you check the number for me? The number plates we found in the car had obviously been put on the car at some occasion in the past, but it led us to think that yes, they're doing this on a regular basis.
We'll take serial numbers, things like that. Whether we can trace them from that is going to be difficult. The jacket's the one thing that you can say has come from the Macro store in Manchester, and that's got the label on, even down to the store details. It is a good haul. We've got 2 people in custody and recovered a fair amount of property.
The 8 Vietnamese men arrested in the warehouse were released without charge. No drugs were found in the premises or on the men. The 2 Romanian brothers, who had the foil-lined bag, were also released without charge, as no stolen goods were found on them. The female driver, who lied about her age, was charged with having no licence, obstructing police and use of mobile phone, and given a total fine of £535. The man who claimed he was being bullied into driving through red lights paid his £60 fixed penalty notice. And the 2 Polish shoplifters are still travelling somewhere, having jumped bail. They're currently wanted by the police.